Hi, I'm Dan Basinski. Team Aware and I are the founders of the Cactus Cup. If you like to do something, there's a couple of ways to deal with it. One is whine about how nothing's being done, and the other one is just do it. In the very first mountain bike race I attended, I participated in. Born and raised in Flint, Michigan, blue collar, white kid, Catholic. Lived in Europe for 3 years as a radioman at a NATO base in Naples, Italy. And I used the time over there, which was almost 3 years, to see the 24 Hours of Le Mans twice, the Grand Prix of Monza, Rouen, Reims, the Targa Floria. I was, 20 years old? Yeah. It was a fun time in my life. I knew nothing else besides the Navy in Flint, Michigan, so after I got out, I went home. I stayed there for about a year and a half. We had a 3-foot snowstorm, and I had a brand new 67 Camaro Super Sport 350 convertible, and I was coming home from a ski trip, and I had to abandon my car 3 blocks from home because it couldn't go anymore, and it sat there for 3 days in a snowbank. And I said, this is enough of this. Went west, young man. And I was on my way to California and stopped in Phoenix to see a Navy friend and liked it a lot and stayed here. I was a motorcyclist first. That was back in the 70s when you could just go where you wanted to, do what you wanted to in the desert. And it was a different time. I did motorcycles, and I also did sailboats because I ran a full-service sailboat shop, Sails West Sailboats, over on Hatcher Road for a while. And then shortly thereafter, Sharper Image came out with the Stump Jumper. And I went, yeah. There was a bike shop on Hatcher Road called Try Me Bikes. And I'd go in there, and I went, what's about these mountain bikes? And the guy had made one, like okay. Joe Breeze and all those guys. And he said, here, try it. And he gave it to me for a weekend. And I went out where I used to run my motorcycles beyond Pinnacle Peak Restaurant, Rada Pass Restaurant, and rode those trails out there and went, whoa, this is so cool. The very first mountain bike race in Arizona was held in Flagstaff. There was I think there were like 9 of us. In flannel shirt, Levi's, maybe a helmet. And you see, if you look at some of the pictures, that's the way it rolled. And so that was the very first one. And then I put together a race out at Pinnacle Peak, which was the very first one in the Phoenix area. Back then, for MBAA, to get the races going, we used the road racers, the page from the road racers, and each club would promote a race. And so Team Aware took Pinnacle Peak because I knew the area. And so we were Team Aware, and that was our fundraiser. And that was when Tom Hilliard worked for Specialized, and he had neutral race support. He had a van and a box trailer and start-finish line and specialized fencing and a few other things. And he was our support. And we did the race, and he thought it was pretty cool. He went back to Specialized and said, hey, blah, 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 blah. And Ned got the wind of it, and Ned said, good, we'll make it a stage race. I've been wanting to do a stage race. And we named it the Cactus Cup, because the first one was the Cactus Cup. And Andy Gelly is the guy that came up with the name.